Bei mir ist jetzt Julian Treasure, er ist Leiter und Gründer der Sound Agency. Die machen für Unternehmen, beraten sie, wie sie ja, ihren eigenen Corporate Sound entwickeln können. Und so Julian, during a normal day, how does a person listen?
Not very well is the answer. We tend to be pretty unconscious of the sound around us. The world is full of noise now, and it's unconsciously made and it's unconsciously consumed. So as a result, we've become very used to suppressing sound. So most people don't listen very much at all. There's a quote by George Hemingway. He said, most people never listen. And I think there's a lot of truth in that, sadly.
So if you're saying that the sound is very unconsciousness, can we use the sound to control the people or to put them into a mood or stuff like that?
Yeah, not so much control, but I think where we're at in my industry, the sound branding industry, is showing business that good sound is good business, which is fortunately true. I would be very depressed if that weren't the case. It is true, and since businesses make most of this noise around us, what we're trying to get them to do is to make sound that's more productive and more supportive. It's kind of at the level, if this was smell, we're in the stink removal business a lot of the time. So that's not about controlling people, it's about creating environments which are actually pleasant to be in and make you want to stay there.
Okay, so let's move to another topic. If we look at the internet, there are so many streams, so many things like Spotify and services like that. How can radio stations compete against them?
Well, I've just been saying in my talk, I think a couple of things here. First of all, radio needs to reclaim the word radio. It's being used by Spotify, by Last.fm and so forth to indicate a stream of algorithmically chosen music. Robots, in other words. Radio is not robots. Radio actually means relationship. And I think radio has some wonderful assets at its disposal. It's got audiences, it's got personalities, it's got great brands, and it's got great relationships. So the answer is to use those things and take on a role of trusted guide. We have this tidal wave of content coming at us in the world. And there's nothing more valuable to you and to me than somebody who says, this is something you're really going to like, even though you didn't think you were. Surprises us, delights us, and gives us, you know, wonderful stewardship of all this content. I don't want the job of listening to all of it. I'd love it if somebody brings me great little nuggets of gold. That's what radio can do.
Ah, okay. So let's talk a little bit about the term radio. Everybody's claiming to be a radio, and how can radio stations reclaim the term radio?
Well, I just said I think radio means relationship, and that's the key to it, is building those relationships based on personalities, based on history, based on track record, based on skill and quality. I mean, when Quark Express came out, everybody could be everybody was a publisher suddenly, and we got this sea of really bad publications. Well, yeah, the same thing is happening, and you know, radio's tools have been democratized. First, the tools of production were democratized, so now, you know, I have 2 recording studios in my briefcase, and now the tools of distribution are being democratized. So things like Audioboo are allowing people to set up their own radio stations, and there are many citizen radio stations going on out there as well. Now, this is good,
okay,
because it's lifeblood, and when the professionals start to use the same tools more intelligently and better, then we get radio moving to the next level, which will be a conversation. It'll be interactive, it'll be individual, it'll be rich, it'll be multifaceted in ways that we can't even imagine right now.
Okay, so thank you very much.
My pleasure.